Well, hi there. Welcome back. Now, I know that I haven't created a whole lot of content for you guys lately, but I promise you that's about to change. If you've been following my channel, first off, thank you. And second, in following my channel, you'd know that the content I aim to provide is going to consist of recorded versions of my blogs so that you may become better acquainted with the way that I write. The idea being to expand on what I've written, of course. Otherwise, you'd have very little reason to read my blogs after following my videos, or vice versa. With that in mind, let's talk about respect. As a matter of fact, let's make the next several videos into a bit of a series. It was about a year or so ago that I was in Thornbury, Ontario, and I came across this quaint little coffee shop. As I ordered a coffee and sat down, I couldn't help but notice how peaceful it was. Very different from the crowded cafes that I was used to. I thought to myself that it was still early, though, and it turns out that I had hit the nail on the head, so to speak. As I was sitting there enjoying what had to be just about the best cup of coffee I've ever had, I swear the secret ingredient must have been love. The masses started piling in, right around 11 o'clock. By noon, there wasn't a seat left. People were saying hello. Everyone seemed to know each other. It was nice. It wasn't just nice, it was refreshing. I saw something that I just don't get to see often enough. As people were filing in through the door, one of the customers, wait for it, held the door open for the person behind him. Too often, I've seen people hold open the door with the back of their hand absent-mindedly for the person behind them, and only after they've passed through the door themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I am by no means saying that no one holds open the door for anyone anymore. I've just noticed, shall we say, a decline. On the flip side, not to be outdone, I've found that there's an equal decline in response to such common and yet unfortunately not so common courtesy. Let me break it down for you. Say thank you. Say thank you when someone opens the door for you. It doesn't take a lot of time out of your day. It really doesn't. And once again, there are those who do. I've just noticed that it's few and far between. That woman in Thornbury said thank you to the man who opened the door for her, and he seemed to appreciate it. I held the door open for someone just the other day. She brushed past with not so much as a word. I did not appreciate it. But hold on, I'm not done. As I was having my coffee, a man approached me and asked if he could borrow the paper. I was not reading the paper, but was seated next to a stack of them. Naturally, I said, of course, responding to politeness with politeness, which I have always done and will continue to do, while at the same time trying to convey in that quick moment that I wasn't reading them. I felt like if I hadn't said that, I wasn't being honest, and that's just not me. When he had finished, he returned the paper to its place, bid me cheers, and off he went. I met my sister soon afterward and suggested that we stay for lunch. I wasn't ready to leave such a warm, friendly place. Later that day, back in the city where I live, I happened to recount the details of my experience to someone else. His response was disconcerting, to say the very least. was something along the lines of, well, it's just a small town. Everybody knows everybody else in the small town. Well, I'm certainly not going to hide that the underlying attitude bothers me. So, in other words, are we to take away from this that we should only expect basic kindness, courtesy, and consideration if we aren't total strangers to one another? While the rest of the time being kind to each other only when, the mood hits? I'm sorry, I just don't buy that. There has to be another way. I'm not suggesting that we all be the best of friends. But I don't think that something as simple as a please or a thank you when a friend or a stranger shows us some form of kindness should be seen as an extraordinary event. It is that same consideration that I inject into most of my blogging. While I am aware that blogging is a very personal thing and really only a matter of opinion most of the time, I try to ask permission to do so whenever I can. I was so impressed with that cafe in Thornbury, for example. The friendly atmosphere, the service, the food, that I asked one of the staff there if I could blog about it. It's not the first time I've done that either, and it probably won't be the last. Of course, I know that's not possible for every situation, but like I said, I try to do it whenever I can. Being as involved as we are with the internet as a whole, especially with social media as content creators, we see all too often the negative effects the commenters' harsh words have on us or on others. The gossip and rumors that may start spreading after some quote unquote innocent observation, spiraling out of control soon afterward. Too many times I've read tweets, for example, where one person or another is talking about this person or that person, clearly without said person's knowledge or permission. Others read this tweet or what have you, and it often becomes a snowball effect. People make assumptions, pass it on, and things only go from bad to worse, often ruining one's reputation, while that person is none the wiser until the damage has already been done. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not talking about entire companies here, entire corporations. Nor am I talking about movies or video games being reviewed. I'm talking about individuals just like you and me. I don't want that for us. I don't want to be that. I'm not going to do that to you, and I expect that you'll have the common, there's that word again, courtesy not to do that to me. In short, I think it's pretty clear that I don't like what's been happening over the years. That actually brings me to when I started all of this. I remember sending tweets out to fellow creators, essentially letting them know that I would never talk about them by name if they didn't want me to, or give me permission to do so. This is the reason for that. I want you to know that you can trust me, that I'll never go behind your back, never let you down. I think that's important. I've come across many movements in the form of hashtags on Twitter ever since its inception. Some positive, others negative. Not always black and white in either case. The lines are often blurred. Some of these movements may have nothing but the best of intentions, for example, yet end with detrimental or perhaps even destructive results for one person or for many. You know what? Here's what we'll do. Let's do this. Let's create a new movement, and let's have social media work for us for once, rather than against us. We need to make this about all of us as a unit, not just you and not just me. Social media is not going anywhere. It's time to take a stand, folks, for our own good. I propose Hashtag respect one, respect all. Yeah, that's right. Positive change through respect. That's what we need now. Won't you join me in this new endeavor? Let me leave you with that, and we'll just see how many of us can take that ball and run with it. And I'll see you really soon when my next topic in the series will expand upon my blog entitled To Like or Not to Like, That Should Not Be the Question. As always, I'll have links to my blog and other social media sites down below, as well as a link to the Twitter page of that amazing little coffee place I went to. You can thank me later. Have a safe and happy Easter, and we'll chat soon. Bye for now.